What is the best time frame to trade Forex? So guys, it's day 18 of the BJW bootcamp. A lot of you all are asking, what is the best time frame to trade? But before I proceed, if you have not watched day 17, where I show you guys how to put every building block we've been talking about from day 1 to day 16 as a strategy, you can go and check day 17 after watching this particular video. With that being said, in technical analysis, understanding time frame will help you decide what your trading style is. Now, every time frame is the best. We'll have a lot of time frame ranging from 1 day, 1 month, 1 year, and a lot of them. And if you watch right here, these are a lot of time frame from that of 100 ranges, 1 ranges, 10 ranges, 12 months, 6 months, 3 months, 1 month, 1 week, 1 day, 4 hours, 3 hours, 2 hours, 1 hour, 45 minutes, 30 minutes. So all these are time frame. Now, if you want to ask Bernard, what are time frames? Now, these time frames in technical analysis help you to see these time frames are like time or a period of time a particular candle is being formed, right? That is what it's a time frame is all about. Now, you figuring out the best time frame is you finding out what style works for you. What is that time frame do you think I can clearly see the candlestick being formed well? I can clearly see my structure and then enter a trade. So if you can clearly see your structure or see your strategy in a 4 hours time frame and you place a trade and it works for you, then that becomes a best time frame for you. And then you must know how the 4 hours time frame tends to align maybe with the 1 day time frame or with the 1 week time frame. Or if you're trading that of the 1 hour time frame, you must know how it's aligned with the 4 hour time frame or even with the 1 day time frame. So all this, knowing the alignment will help you determine your style and also help you determine which of them are the best. Now, knowing the best time frame, now you want to know what they are so that you can know, okay, if I'm entering this trade, I'm going to know that at this particular zone, I'm going to as well take a profit, or at this particular zone, this is where my stop loss is going to be. And like I said in my previous video, I said I'm going to be showing you guys where to take profits, or where or when and how to take profit. And this video is going to come maybe after the 18 of this particular video. I'm going to talk about that of where to take profit and where to put your stop loss. That way you know how to maximize this whole thing, guys. So with that said, now I've talked about that of the time frame. Now we have 4 basics time frame that you need to align together to know the style or the category you fall in. Now I'm going to write the first one. Now we'll have the first one, which is, let me get the text. Right here on the first category, we have the position traders, right? So these are categories that you need to know. Then you know what time frame works for this particular kind of traders, right? So we have the position traders, right? Now these position traders, they as well use time frame like 1 day, they use time frame like 1 week, they use time frame like 1 month. Now these kind of traders are traders who as well look forward to capitalize on what long-term gains. Like you tend to hold a particular trade for, let's say, a month, right? They hold a trade for 2 months, for 3 months. So these kind of traders who look for setup or strategy on this kind of time frame, like 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, you want to call those kind of traders position traders. Now you've known that of the position traders, we also have the swing traders. And the swing traders are traders who look for time frames for 1 hour, 4 hours, and 1 day. Now these kind of traders are traders who look to capitalize on maybe overnight trade, maybe try to hold a trade in after 24 hours, or hold a trade for like 2 days, 3 days. You tend to call them swing traders, right? Now on this particular time, and the time frame they tend to use are from like that of the 1 hour time frame, the 4 hours time frame, and the 1 day time frame. And then while using this particular time frame, you must make sure they all align. That way you know time frame and the category you belong, and that way you know when to enter a trade and when to exit a trade properly. And don't worry guys, I'm going to debunk this as we proceed. So other than the swing traders, we also have the day trader, right? And the day traders tend to look for time frames like that of 15 minutes, time frame like 30 minutes, time frame like 1 hour. Now this is the day traders. And who are day traders? Day traders are, you can call them more or less like scalpers, right? Then they as well look for to hold their trades like for maybe a particular hour, and they don't hold trade over 24 hours or 48 hours. So it must end that particular day. Either they are holding trade for like 4 hours, or they are holding trade for that particular day. That is why they are called a day traders, right? Now these particular traders, they don't look for long term gains. They look for what? Short term gains, quick money. That's why they're also called scalpers, right? Now other than the day traders, we also have scalpers, right? And as a day traders, the time frame you want to be looking at for is for 15 minutes, 30 minutes, and that of the 1 hour, right? And then you must make sure they all align. Very important, using your strategy. And if not watch the video like I said in the beginning of this video about putting it all together, then you want to go ahead and watch the day 17 of this bootcamp, because that is where I that's why I show you guys every building block we've been learning from day 1 to that of day 16. We put all together to form what? A strategy which you need to go and watch after watching this one, right? So, and scalpers, what time frame do they look for? They look for time frame from that of 1 minute, they look for time frame for 15 minutes, and they also look for time frame for 3 minutes and 5 minutes. These are the time frames they look for, right? And these scalpers are people who look for very, very short gains, right? They don't stay for trades more than maybe an hour, right? So you enter the market, you saw a very short scalp, you place the trade and get up. Now these are categories of traders. Now when you talk about what is the best time frame, now if you as a trader, you and I might like the swing trader, and you like holding trade for months, or you like holding trade, or you're patient enough to hold trade for like 2, 3, 4 months. And me, I'm not patient enough to hold trade for 1 month, 2 months, right? But when I'm patient enough to hold trade, I'm patient enough to hold trade for like maybe 2, 3, 4 days. But there's also traders who are not patient enough to hold trade for like 2, 3, 4 days, but they're patient enough to hold trade for a full day, maybe 1 hour, 3, 4 hours, or maybe in the next 24 hours, right? So that is how it is. There are also traders who also cannot hold trade for like maybe 1 hour, 4 hours, but they are willing to hold trade for like 30 minutes, 5 minutes, or even maybe 10 minutes, right? So these are different categories of traders, and we are also different people from different category or from different caliber watching this video, or even trading the stock market, the crypto market, the forex market. And you know what work best for you, know what you are willing and best fit to withstand, right? So that is how you tend to know the best time frame. Right now, if I go ahead and let's say I come right here and start with that of the 4 hours. Let's start with that of the position trader. Now, as a position trader, then you want to be analyzing the market using the 1 day time frame, the 1 week time frame, and the 1 month time frame. Now, this time frame you tend to see the market in a higher frames, right? And then that way, if you're a position trader, then you can then analyze using that time frame and then place your entry. And now you want to know that people who are position trader, they don't use little capital, they use a huge sum of capital, because if you're using a 1 day time frame, you're going to be sure that your stop loss will be very big and very large enough, right? Now for you now to maximize that, so all you want to do to level down as a beginner who is trying to scale up their income, then you want to at least go to that of the day trader or scalp, or if possible the swing trader and day trader. right? So between these two range, they are perfect fit for you to like know how to position yourself and then do this thing right. And as for positioning this video, by the time I show you how this strategy, how they play out, how they align, then you now know which one work best for you, right? Not someone telling you what work best for you. At the time you start trading, at least start swing trading, start day trading and start scalping, then you now know the one that work best for you, the one you feel you feel very comfortable with, and the one you know that your strategy play out very very well all the time. Now let's start with that of a position trader. And like I said, if you're below maybe earning $100,000 in income, in revenue, you should avoid trading the position trader because you need a lot of money to also enter this kind of trade. Now if I go to 1 month, so this is XAUSD I'm using, XAUUSD, and as at the time I'm recording this video, XAUSD is price is at 4,768 an ounce, right? And you want to know that this pair as at this time is also very volatile, and a little lot you could use to place a particular trade, you could be earning a lot of money and you could be losing a lot of money. So you just have to be careful while trading. This is just like a heads up for those individuals or those traders who are trading XAUUSD right now that is very volatile, right? So let's see what the 1 month time frame is. Alright, so this is 1 month of 1 month time frame of gold, right? And as you can see, as a position trader, you don't chase. Your name should be patient, right? Because you will be very patient enough to wait for your trade. Now let's say a position trader saw a setup right here. Right now you can see basically that we are seeing a clear sweep of a previous low, a break of structure on that low, and then you can see this buy that went from 1,847,000 per ounce of gold, and to where gold currently is at 4,700. Now as a position trader, all you want to do is to then go ahead, put your entering right here, right? And then what will you do? Let's say you put your stop loss right here. Now, do you know how long you have to wait for this trade to come into your zone? So you have to be very patient enough to be a position trader. So your patience should not be a 1 week patient. You should be even patient enough to you should be very patient to wait for a year for a particular trade to come to your zone. That is how position trader trade. So if you want to be a position trader, these are the things you want to know. You must know that patience must be your name, and you must have good capital, huge capital to place this kind of trade. So you as a beginner, just cut your mind off being a position trader. Now let's talk about swing trade, right? And if you come right here to 1 week, let's see 1 week. Right, so as a position trader, you use 1 month to check where the price is going, and then you can use 1 week to analyze, and then maybe find entrance and stuff like that, and then you can use maybe 1 day to get clearer stuff, right? Now as you watch right here, if I go to 1 day, right, so you can see now everything is now being clear enough right here. Now as we tend to proceed in going lower to our time frame, what do you see? You tend to see that we tend to see structure being showed clearly. You tend to see break of structure clearly form in a V shape, in a A shape, just like that. So that is how you tend to see what works for you. And now if you already have a strategy that works for you, then you start to put your strategy into place to look for what a perfect entry, guys. So that is how this stuff works. Now you understand what it is to be a position trader. Now let's talk about the swing trader. Now swing trader is guys or traders who tend to look for setup, who tend to look for analysis from this 1 day time frame, and they lower down to what, to 4 hours time frame to see the structure clearly, and then they lower down to also 1 hour. And then once they've seen that okay, the directional bias of gold is being bearish, what they will now do, they will have to go to 1 hour to see if this stuff align. Now we've already see that is now bearish. So we look for 1 hour to see that our strategy align. And what happened, if you look right here, I'm not showing you guys strategy right here, I'm just explaining a time frame is all about, and then how you can position yourself to the best time frame and make the best money for yourself as a beginner trader or as a trader or intermediate, whatever in this space. Right now, if you watch closely, now you want to see right here in the 1 hour, we are not clearly seeing a structure. Now you're seeing a sweep of the previous low, you're seeing a first break of structure, second break of structure. Now clearly what you should be expecting is maybe whenever price tend to retrace a bit up, you do what? You continue the sell, because you already know that the market is bearish. We are bearish, so you tend to start looking for what? Bearish setup with your swing trading, analysis, right? And then when you're trading swing trading, you have to also be patient. So everything about trading is all about patience, right? So if you're not patient enough, if you're very, wanting to trade, you also be wanting to lose your money, right? So that is how this game works, guys. So with that said, now you can clearly see your structure right here. All you want to do, you just wait for price maybe to retrace a bit to this top right here, then you sell down and take out this zone. Easy peasy. And trust me, this is what price will play out. It's either you play out like that or you continue selling right there. Easy peasy. So that is for swing traders, right? And swing traders, they tend to hold trades for like a week or two, thereabout, or even a month, right? Swing trader hold trade like that. Now you understand that now we have the day traders, and the day traders, they tend to look for trade from 1 hour. They can use 1 hour as their directional bias. And if you don't know what a directional bias is, I've made a video about directional bias on our day 15 or 14 of this particular bootcamp. You can also go ahead and understand what directional bias is. I'm understanding how to mark out key levels. I'm not going to be talking about things I've talked about in the past. So you urge to go ahead and watch this video, because I put out my spirit, soul, and body to make out this video for you guys, right? So you urge to watch it so you understand before coming to this particular, level, right? So once you use 1 hour to mark out your directional bias, now if you clearly see that our directional bias is already gotten our shift SOS, or you can call it change of character. There's a change of character right here. Let me mark it out for you. Let me just use the long one, so it will. Now you can see there's a change of character right here. Now what is it telling you? That the recent structure has already changed a character, and after which what happened, you saw what? A push a bit, and then it gives us that the market want to change from what? From a buy position to what? A sell position. And which is to say, all you ought to do is to now start looking for what? A sell setup. How cool is that? Now you've seen your directional bias. The next thing you want to do is for you as a day trader is to niche down to either 30 minutes now to see the structure clearly, right? To see the structure clearly. Now you can now see the sweep right here. You see the structure, you see this, you can see this, and what you edge to do, that whenever price maybe come into this zone, and boom, you sell back to this zone. I'm not talking about where to take profit. I'm not talking about where to put your stop loss. I'm just trying to show you how this time frame thing works, so that you can then position yourself and know what work best for you guys. Now if you feel that you're not seeing anything clearly on this particular time frame on 30 minutes, and as a day trader, all you ought to do is to just go to 15 minutes, and boom, there is every opportunity for you. Now let me show you something on 15 minutes. Now if you're a day trader and you follow the strategy which I showed you guys on day 17, now you can clearly see that what happened right here, we saw a sweep of this, and we saw what? A break of structure. We saw another low, and this, you saw another break of structure. Now what happened? Let me mark out the major break of structure right here, and we saw this higher high. We are meant to be protected, and what again? We also saw the sweep, right? Now the sweep, now immediately price swept, you also form another high right there, and what happened? That is it. And what will you expect to do now whenever price now come into this zone? What happened? Immediately price tap into this zone, into this sweep. Now you can carefully say, I can take my sell position right here, take my sell position or short position, just tap on it, then put it right here. And what happened? You can just cover all this high right here. Boom. Right? Then put your stop loss right here. How cool is this? And trust me, price will play out very, very well. And in day trading, you can see that in the next, like, let's say you're trading, let's say in the next 1 hour, 3 hours, this your trade will go to TP, and then you take out your money easy. So guys, I hope you all are now seeing how this thing is now playing out. All right, so this is how the time frame whole thing works. Now you are now seeing your structure clearly, and you're seeing quick trade you can enter clearly. And what happened? Boom, you tap into it and boom, it's selling off. Easy peasy, easy peasy, right? And that is how you tend to do this thing, right? I didn't send this trade out, but I saw the trade today, and then I also saw it in a lower time frame. I'm going to show you guys in a lower time frame the other one I saw, right? So now that is for 15 minutes, and this particular trade for that of the 1 hour, 30 minutes, and 15 minutes are for those individuals who want to day trade. Now let's talk about the scalpers, right? Now scalper is one of another part of trader that you can also categorize them with that of day traders, because as a day trader you can also be looking for what, for quick scalping, right? Looking, going down to lower time frame like that of the 5 minutes, the 3 minutes, and the 1 minute, right? Now how do you do that? So all you want to do now, let's say you want to scalp. Let me delete this. Let me delete all this. Let me delete this as well. And guys, if you're watching this video, YouTube send me a notification that 93% of you all who are watching my video are not hitting the subscribe button. Please guys, I will appreciate all you want to do. You're not paying money for it. It's just hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell notification. And the essence of this is for us to grow the channel as family, and also tend to like build a strong authority on the YouTube, on the YouTube space. And if you want to be in part of that journey, all you want to do is just hit the subscribe button. Preferable, you share the video to your loved ones, people who are still finding it difficult to look for what is the best time frame for me to trade crypto, stock, forex, right? This video can be of help. You could just copy the link, share to your status, or maybe to one or two trading group you are, and it will help some traders out there. So now you understand that. Let's now talk about the scalpers, and this is the last one I'm going to be talking about in this particular video. I'm going to call it a wrap right there. And at the end of this video, you I believe you must have been decided, or you have decided on your own what you'll be going for and what time frame do you think works. So with that said, right here you're seeing this right now. For scalpers, they use what, the 15 minutes as what, as directional bias, and then they go towards 5 minutes to align the trade, 3 minutes to get entrance, and even 1 minute for entrance. Now looking right here, we are also what, bearish. What do you want to do? You want to start looking for what, sell setup. And how to do that? Now we've seen what, a sweep right here and this. So what are we expecting price to do what? Then we can go what, 5 minutes. Now you can still see that at 5 minutes that this particular setup which I showed you guys can also align, and which will tell you that day traders can also use the same strategy or the same time frame to trade that of the scalp, right? Now you can see right here now that in 15 minutes we can clearly see the structure so clear. Now you can see this. Now if I also niche down a bit, I can now see that I can see a sweep right here, like a clear sweep, but not that well, right? And what happened? It took out this low. So where do I now have that particular sweep, or which you can call an inducement? Now what happened? Immediately price take out this high. What happened? We saw a sell. Now what will you do as a scalper? Now you want to then maybe niche down to like maybe 3 minutes, right? And then once you niche down to 3 minutes, what happened? You see that price has formed this, and then what happened? Immediately it came into this zone. You could just enter from this zone. Immediately take out this high. You could just immediately see this 1 2 3 candle, because there's a candlestick right here. Immediately you see this 1 2 3, another open of sell. You could just enter from here. Now you get my sell setup. That's how we enter with scalp. Enter from here, make your stop loss above this, yes, and then what you should be targeting should be either targeting the next low, because this is the scalp, should be just be targeting here. Boom, very fast move. And trust me, you saw what happened. Because you are still bearish, now price took it out, and you can see that if you should enter this trade this way, your TP should be right here. And like I say, guys, I'm going to be talking about TP, where to take profit, and how to put stop loss as we proceed. So this is how it works, right? And trust me, if you understand this, if you watch this video carefully without skipping any part, at this point, at this moment, you should know what time frame you should be trading, right? You don't need a prophet, you don't need a pro trader to come tell you, hey Chioma, hey Adana, or whatever, whoever you are watching this video, that you should trade 4 hours, that you should trade 1 hour. All this time frame works, and they all align, right? So they are all together. So all you want to do is to look for the one that you're seeing your structure clearly. Look for the one that your strategy, you're seeing it very clearly. You're seeing that V shape very clear. You're seeing the A shape very clear. Or whatever strategy, whether you're trading the SMC strategy, whether you're trading ICT, whether you're trading MFC, whether you're trading order flow, just look for that strategy that you're seeing. Look for that time frame that you're seeing your strategy clearly. And trust me, if you do it the right way, using all I've shown you from day one to now, you will not, be a position to be thinking of what strategy or what is the best time frame to trade. And with that said, if you watch to this point, you are a goat, and you are someone who wants to take your trading level to the next level. And that being said, I love you, and until I see you in my next video, keep winning, stay safe, and peace out.